Hello everyone and welcome to Theatre Chat Live, episode 24. Let me know that you can hear me and you can see me okay. Just going to make sure my volume is up. Yes, it is. How are we all doing? Hello Lucy, hello BrainCell23, hi Clemmy. How are you doing? I'm feeling okay. Looking forward to talking to you guys. I haven't actually done this for a few weeks now. I've had a very, very busy few weeks, which is great because that means things are starting up again. But it meant that I was unable to do Theatre Chat Live. But Frankie did it last week and she did an absolutely great job. If you haven't seen it yet, you can watch it on IGTV or on our YouTube. She spoke to Kiara from The Play That Goes Wrong, which is super, super interesting because it's a fabulous show. Super hilarious. What have you guys been up to? Let me know if anyone's been to the theatre recently. So last week I wasn't here because I went to go see Hairspray, which was the best show. Honestly, I feel like I need to go and see it every single day just to get that feel-good factor, because I came out of that show buzzing and feeling so exciting. If you've watched the kind of Instagram stories, or I did a vlog which you can watch on our YouTube, you'll see I'll kind of talk about how much I love Hairspray because it's a classic and I've watched it many times. Ryan says I went and saw Les Mis at the stage concert. Amazing. How was it? I bet it was emotional. It always is. Kim, I went to see Jamie and I'm seeing Hairspray in 2 weeks. So exciting. Guys, I don't know if you know it or not, but it looks like it might be coming home. And no, I don't mean the football, I mean theatre. So obviously yesterday Boris announced that if everything goes to plan and the 12th on next Monday, he's going to announce that theatres can fully open again. So that's super exciting. We're not quite sure exactly what that looks like just yet. Our teams are working on kind of the See It Safely messaging and kind of what's going on there. But yeah, super excited to see that theatres are going to be opening up again, especially for theatres who have not been able to open socially distanced. So yeah, it's good. It's all happening. Philip Party saw Hairspray in Plymouth last week. Roisin is hopefully seeing 6 in August. So yes, another piece of news that came this week. Last week we opened Kids Week, which went on sale. We sold lots and lots of tickets. I think it was like 50,000 tickets, which was amazing. It was such a nice feeling seeing that people, want tickets and want to be back in the theatre again. So if you haven't looked at Kids Week, you can go half price. So anyone under the age of 17 and under can go and see a show with a parent, and it's half price each. So it's kind of a free child goes, which is the usual round of Kids Week, but we had to change it up this year just because of the way that things having to work because of COVID and all that stuff that we already know about. So if you haven't already checked out Kids Week, I definitely recommend it. There's some really good deals in there, and it's a really good way to get into theatre if you're not necessarily used to, or you've got children that haven't been to theatre before. So today we are here, we're speaking to Kiran Landa, who is from Extinct. It's a show that's at the Theatre Royal Stratford East, and I'm super looking forward to chatting. Let's bring them on. So you may have seen Kiran in theatres such as Warhorse. You've been in Great Expectations, Arabian Nights, but also on television screens on Ackley Bridge, Line of Duty and Hollyoaks. How are you doing?
Hi. I don't know if this is coming through. Is it?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay, sorry.
I was just doing a little intro for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. I've got a show tonight in an hour and a half, which is very exciting. This is my first ever one-woman show, so it's Extinct for anybody who's watching and doesn't know, which is on at Stratford East at the moment. It's all about climate change, which is obviously really important. It's the greatest crisis we've ever faced. It's a very political show. So yeah, I'm very much enjoying doing it, and hopefully getting the message out there that we need to act a little bit more.
Absolutely. So are you in a dressing room now, or are you in the theatre?
I'm in a rehearsal room. in Stratford East. Yeah, so I'm in this room for this interview. Sorry, I've got my stage manager here with me.
That's good. Always a bit of support is needed.
Yeah, exactly. She's my moral support. So yeah, so I'm just here, and then I'll shoot off shortly and get ready for the show.
Fantastic. Perfect. I was going to ask a little bit about the show, but you've kind of covered it there. So, of course, the show started on Wednesday, so nearly a week ago. How has it been being back on stage so far?
Wow, it's been incredible. I feel so lucky to be back in the theatre, to be back on stage. I came here to see The Sun, Moon and the Stars, which was the one-woman show on at Stratford East before mine. Kibong did an absolutely fantastic job, and I was just sat in the auditorium thinking, I can't wait to be on that stage soon. And yeah, when we were teching to be there and looking out at all those red velvet seats it's just a dream. Like, obviously we all know, for the actors out there, that it's what we dream of doing. And yeah, so to be back on the stage is amazing. And there's a lot of direct address in this play. I'm talking directly to the audience. It's very much a conversation with them. So to get to do that, yeah, in this theatre as well, which has such a strong history of politics and breaking boundaries and producing challenging pieces, is just incredible.
Absolutely. As a one-woman show, how was the rehearsal process? I'm always interested to find out, because obviously it's different for each show.
You know what? It's been insane. Sorry, my SM's just chuckling in the corner. It's been insane, but brilliant. So we didn't actually have very long to rehearse this show at all. It was a 3-week rehearsal process. We were changing the script constantly. We had April in the rehearsal room with us, just going through things. It was the most incredible collaborative process that I've ever worked on. So it was super exciting. Everyone in the room was just so full of passion for the project. Like, everyone really believes in what we're trying to achieve with the show. So it was incredible. It was really intense. It was a lot of work, but there's a lot of heart and soul in this piece because we've just got the most incredible team. And I've never worked so closely with like the sound designer, Nina, who created the incredible projections you get to see in the show. She was so happy to hear my ideas, which was really beautiful. You don't often get that as an actor. You kind of sit back and let the creatives do their thing. But because this was so much my show as well, yeah, there's a piece of everyone in this.
Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds really great. Especially, I think a lot of people sometimes don't understand how much actors bring to the show themselves, as well as kind of work with the creative team. Can you tell me a little bit more about the creative team?
Yeah, okay. So our director is Kirsty Housley, who is a director and dramaturg as well. She has the most amazing ideas. She is wonderfully creative and just a brilliant person. I think this is her 3rd show on climate change, so she's very, very passionate about the cause, and just has brilliant ideas, and she had so much trust in me, which is great. I always say to her, yeah, I'm in awe of her faith in me. But she was brilliant. Then we had Nina, who was creating the projections and videography. We've had Melanie on sound design, Peter, who designed the incredible set that you see. Yeah, it's beautiful. Josh, who did the light design, who makes me look great on stage. Yeah, just I've probably missed.
Yeah, there's always a massive team, but it's nice to know kind of, yeah, what bits come together to make this one show, isn't it?
I think everyone's input really counts. I mean, I know it's a one-woman show and it's just me that you get to see, but I couldn't do this show at all without the team. And it's the creative team, it's stage management, it's people in the building. Everyone makes this show. So though it's just me, it's very much an ensemble behind the scenes.
Absolutely. Is there anything that you learned whilst kind of maybe researching or rehearsing in the show that's really kind of stuck with you in terms of climate change?
So much. I think every single day I was learning something new. I think what sticks with me. Some of the facts about how much our government actually subsidises the oil industry. That was a big one that's definitely stuck with me. Our government subsidises the oil industry by about £10.5 billion a year, I think. I couldn't quite believe that. That's taxpayers' money that is going into that. The fact that the world's top 60 banks have spent 3.8 trillion since the Paris Agreement in 2015, so that these are big facts. I think as individuals, we're all trying to do our bit, with bits of recycling, trying to reduce how much we're consuming. But there are big companies, there are governments, there's banks that are profiting from the destruction of our planet, and it's not on because it's people's lives, it's our earth, it's everything. Climate, I think the thing that's really hit home with me through my research is that climate change, well, it's definitely, I think we all know it's not just about the weather, but it incorporates so much. There's so much about climate justice, the displacement of people across the world. If in rich countries we don't change our ways and start reducing our emissions, 1 million more people are going to be displaced because of man-made climate change, and that's just disgusting. Like, personally, That's how I feel about it. So I'm really passionate about it. I've learned a lot, and just the more I learn, the more I want to get involved in fighting for climate change, and hopefully that's what this play does.
Absolutely. I think there's so much obviously that we get told to do as people, like you said, recycling and stuff like that, but there's like bigger people that we really need the support of, because they're going to be the ones that probably will be able to change the course of climate quicker than we do ourselves, I guess.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's happening at a rate that is just out of proportion, really. The way that we are releasing emissions here in the UK, our carbon footprint is so much bigger than, say, somebody in Bangladesh. And it's not fair. It's not fair. I think we have to take individual responsibility, but the more pressure we can put on our governments and companies, trying to get them to change their ways, the better. Because, it's important, and it will affect our future. But there's a lot happening right now. There are so many articles you can read in the news of the fires in Canada. There was the fire in the Gulf of Mexico. Things are happening constantly, daily, and it's not fair.
Yeah, the trailer for the show I saw says imagine it's 2030, and then it kind of says there's fires and like Epping Forest, and obviously taking footage from fires that have happened now. So even though you're kind of looking into the future, we're still kind of talking about what's happening now. Is that kind of reflected in the show?
Absolutely. I mean, the show has a lot of facts about what's happening right now with the climate crisis. What is climate change? We talk about what are greenhouse gases, the fires that happened, say, in Australia during their bushfire season in 2019 and 2020. There's a lot of statistics, but there are also these kind of nightmarish visions where you get sucked in to this future that is very, very possible in a very not distant future in 2030 of what could happen here. If there is global drought, high temperatures, it could mean a huge food shortage, and it might leave us, in a state of rationing in the UK. That's one of the nightmares. Flooding could very easily happen here if the Thames barrier breaks, and then what situation are we going to be left in? And April, the character of April, she has these imaginings of what that could be, which are frightening for her, but they're also very realistic, and I think that's quite frightening. But then she also, a lot of this play is created from her talks with activists. And she follows the story of one journalist who has family in Bangladesh, and you find out about what's happened there in recent years, the cyclones that have hit, the flooding, and the displacement that's happening there. And so there's a lot that ties in. Climate change is massive. As April says, it's a hyper object. So it's very difficult to try and cram in as much of that into an hour and 10 as possible, but we're definitely trying, and it has all of my heart and soul in it. Yeah, so I hope I'm doing it justice, really.
And I am very passionate about climate, and I'm sure there are many people that are, but who do you think this show would kind of be most relevant for, and who do we want to reach? Because obviously you've got older people who think, oh, I might not be around in those days, and we've got younger people who are like, oh, I don't know what to do. Who would you like to kind of see in those theatres?
Everyone. Absolutely everyone, because this is a crisis that affects absolutely everybody. So if you're somebody who, you know, is interested in the climate crisis, but you're not really sure what you can do, and you don't really know all the facts. I mean, it's hard to know all the facts, but you know, come along and you'll learn more. If you know nothing really about climate, then definitely this show is for you, so that you can start finding out. I mean, we say April says that when she went to her first Extinction Rebellion meeting, the advice she was given was to educate herself. And so I hope that this show provides part of that education and encourages people to go out there and educate themselves some more, so that they can make change and act, really.
Absolutely. So if anybody's kind of thinking, what can I do? This show is a good start, because it's going to give you all the facts that you can then reel off to other people when you're talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I mean, there's a lot of facts in here, but they're there for a reason, and they're all true. And you know, as we were going through the rehearsal process, some of these facts jump out, and they are just frightening and horrific, and you know, but sometimes you need that in order to face facts, really, and face the truth of what's happening in our world. But yeah, it's definitely a show for everybody. Come with an open mind. It's you know, there are all these facts, but the way they're put across, the way the creative team has made this show into something that is so exciting. You're just on a journey, on a roll constantly from the minute I step out onto the stage. It's very dynamic. It's got a lot of energy to it. I am running around doing all sorts. There's so much happening around me that I'm controlling and creating. It's very much a kind of meta theatre piece where I'm making things happen as you're seeing them live. So it's a really exciting show to have as part of the return of live theatre, because it's definitely a live show.
Sounds so good. I'm in Hackney, so I'm actually not that far away, because Theatre Royal Stratford East is obviously in Stratford, so not that far for me to travel. What about people who can't necessarily travel to the theatre? Can they still see the show?
Absolutely. So we have an online version of the show, which will be available from next week, I think, from the 13th to the 18th of July. The live show, you can come in person, and yeah, so there's social distance seating that's available, and you can come and watch the show. It's on this week and next week. We have to finish on the 17th of July, so it's a really short run. So yeah, get your tickets while you can and come and join us either in theatre or online.
Fantastic. If anybody wants some more information, you can visit Theatre Royal Stratford East's Instagram page, which will be tagged in the comments below, but also the account that you're obviously joining from today. Thank you so much for joining, and break a leg for your show tonight and for the rest of the run.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
Bye.
I don't know if anyone noticed that my program fell down. I feel like that's the first time that's happened, actually. People always say, how do your programs stay up? My mouth shut. Program fell down. Yes, so Extinct is on at the Theatre Royal Stratford East until the 17th of July. So if you're interested and want to find out more, like I said, you can look at the Instagram page that I will tag below, or obviously you can go onto their website. Yeah, climate change is a massive thing for me, and I often kind of get quite stressed at times when it's been a really hot summer's day and everyone's enjoying the sun, and I'm like, I think it's very nice that it's sunny, but obviously the world is heating. So it sounds like a really great play and something that you can learn something from, which, you know, is always good. You always want to learn something new. Fantastic. So we have got some time now to talk to some people. So if you've got any comments or anything you'd like to talk about, send them in. Let's have a look at what else you guys have been seeing at the theatres. Seeing Cinderella and Be More Chill this weekend. So I haven't seen Cinderella yet. So if anybody here has seen Cinderella, let me know your thoughts, because I am so excited to go and see it. And I haven't spoken to many people who have seen it yet. So if you've seen it, let me know. I want to know what you thought about it. It looks great. I've seen the production photos, and I've been watching Carrie's vlogs on YouTube, and that always just gets you excited for it, doesn't it? We've got Clever Mario Bros says, I saw Jamie on the 26th of June, first time, and I've booked to see the tour in Brighton. Can't wait. Oh, I like that you've seen it. Did you see it in London and then go to Brighton? And now you're going to Brighton to see it, so you'll probably be seeing, you would have seen Noah and probably going to go see Leighton. That's amazing. Fortnite Musical says, making theatre accessible is so important. Yes, exactly. And with Extinct, you can watch it online, which I think is definitely important for a show like this, that, you know, is for everyone and everyone's going to learn something from it. It is really great that they've got that ability to put it online. So yeah, if you can't watch it in person, then absolutely look at watching it online. We've got, will the vaccine video be released as a single? I don't know, King Richard. That was sent to us by the NHS, so if it is, we'll probably let you guys know. I'm sure they'll give us the info, but if not, then you can watch the video on our YouTube, or you can watch it on our website. It was great fun. Who else is around? Theatre Arts Dan says, I've got 6 weeks until I see Heathers on tour. So exciting. Is that the first time you'll be seeing Heathers, Dan? Because it's one of my favourites, and I'm booked to go and see it next week, I think, or the week after maybe. I'm going Kaylee here from here, and I've seen it before, and I'm so excited to go see it again, because when it obviously left the West End before lockdown, didn't think I was going to see it again for a while, but I did, which is great. Well, Mark says, hopefully UK border will be open to US so I can come see a show, and hopefully I can go to Broadway at some point and see a show in the US. We are waiting for you. We will be here waiting. The UK are missing the overseas tourists, especially in the theatre industry, because you bring in obviously so much for us. You come over and see our shows, and we miss you so much. We can't wait until you're back. And when you are, it's going to be a party, because our performers, I think they're just having the time of their lives being back on that stage right now. Everyone that every show that I've gone and seen, it's been a really emotional curtain call. The Prince of Egypt, they had their curtain call again on our I know I keep saying our YouTube, but we've got so much content at the moment. The Prince of Egypt, they sent a video of their curtain call, and it was just so emotional. You've got both the guys at the front kind of talking about the show, and then the producers come on, and then we see all of the kind of people behind, backstage and stuff like that. And it's honestly, if you watch that video and don't cry, you have got a heart still, because it is really emotional. So Dan, yeah, it is the first time you're going to see Heathers, and then you're going to see Frozen in September. So many shows booked. I love it. Can we see more musicals on TV too? Yes, please. Has anyone seen In the Heights yet? Actually, that's something I would like to know, because again, I still haven't seen it. I need to go to cinema and watch that. I've seen lots of stuff online, lots of like videos on TikTok and stuff, and I didn't see the show. So I have no idea what it's about. I've heard like some mutterings about it. But yeah, I definitely need to go and see In the Heights, because I think just being, especially when it's in a theatre, in an actual cinema, would be better than watching it maybe at home. What did you think? You loved In the Heights. So cool. Yeah, well, there we are. Thank you so much for joining. Like I said, it's been a busy week, and it's always really nice talking to you guys, talking to theatre fans, seeing what you're doing, because I spend so much time in my flat and don't get to see many people that have been out and experienced in the theatre. So if you are going out and about, don't forget to use hashtag back on stage. If you use that, you'll be entered into a competition. So if you do hashtag back on stage and tag us at London Theatre, you'll be entered into a competition to win £200 in theatre tokens, which is pretty massive. You know, that's a fair few tickets. £200 in theatre tokens and an overnight stay in a London hotel. So kind of like the perfect weekend away. And you can enter that just by kind of going to a show, taking a selfie, you know, doing a little video, showing us your programme, anything about your theatre experience, about being back in the theatres, because, you know, we want everyone to kind of tell each other their experience and how they've been feeling being back there. It doesn't have to be a London theatre, it can be, you know, your local theatre. So yeah, so that would be great. I've got a bit more. I'm seeing Mischief Theatre's Grown Ups and Magic Goes Wrong. I'm really excited about that, and Self Pacific Online. Katie says we loved In the Heights too, and I love In the Heights movie. So yeah, I definitely need to hurry up and go and watch it. I think it will be the first. Actually, no, I did go see Cruella at the cinema, but In the Heights, I'm going to get it booked in. And once I have, I'll let you know my thoughts. I'm sure I'm going to love it, because, you know, it's Lin-Manuel Miranda, isn't it? And he's just perfect. But yes, thank you so much. I'm just rambling on now. So I will see you next week here at, I think we might be doing it a bit earlier, but I can't remember. So don't hold me to it. I'm going to let you know. As shows kind of start to open now, and performers are kind of inside the theatres and stuff, we might be doing Theatre Chat Lives at 5:30 sometimes at 6, just so we kind of fit in with their schedules. And I quite like it. I like it when I'm talking to them in their dressing room. It feels very kind of like backstagey. As always, keep an eye on our YouTube page to find out all the fun videos. I know that we've got some really good stuff lined up for you. And if you would like to find out more about Kids Week and the amazing offer that we can do on there, then you can just look onto click the link in our bio and find out more that way. I'm going to stop rambling now, and I will see you all next week. See you later.